I haven't seen anyone in days. Please, can someone help me? Hello? Maria, is it you? Maria, are you in there? Please help me. Hey, what's this button do? I do love a dramatic entrance. Hi gamers and developers, and welcome to the first Barking Beagle devlog ever. Hi, hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Maria Gomes, and if you want to skip this intro, go to the timestamp that should be over here, I think. So me and my friends are the ones responsible for the flooding of your YouTube shorts, Instagram feed, and TikToks with our constant nagging of our new game, Buriedwithinclay. This is our YouTube channel where we talk about our baby indie game dev studio, barkingbeaglestudios. If you're a devout follower, you should already know everything about our new game, but I'm still gonna remind you. So Buriedwithinclay is a 3D first-person puzzle adventure game set in Sumer, or at least what remains of it, where a group of archaeology colleagues/friends get stuck inside an ancient Sumerian palace and they have no apparent means of escape. It's a game still in development and the first one that we actually do so much marketing for. So today I would like to talk with you about some of the inspirations for this game and what ideas we took and how we put it into the design. But I'm not going to. I'm sorry. So let's get down to business. First of all, what are the inspirations? So we had Outer Wilds, Tunic, and finally, of course, we used the So these inspirations are what this project's leader, Diogo Mendonça, chose to explain what his idea was to us for this game. So for both these games, the team set out to play each for a week, and then we explored things such as the narrative, atmosphere, vibes, mechanics, everything really. And then we discussed what we liked and what we didn't like about the games. So let's get right into it. Outer Wilds is a game that, if you know nothing about it, it's best to keep it that way until you experience it for yourself. So talking about this game to someone who has no knowledge of it is forbidden in the community. However, I'm gonna talk about it because I really can't explain the inspirations otherwise. I'm sorry, what do you want me to do? So in this game you play as a young adventuring astronaut. I'm not really sure he's young, I'm sorry, I just assumed. Off to explore the other planets and magic of the universe. Except you find yourself wrapped in a giant mystery about a civilization that no longer exists. Finding out what happened means examining ancient structures, entering places you should really not be entering, and reading the countless messages they left behind. So piece by piece, as you visit and revisit each planet, you learn more and more information concerning the civilization and how it really affects you. It's a very charming game that has you piloting through space by means of your spaceship, navigating the strange structures and feeling like there's still something missing. After a lot of talking between ourselves about what we liked and what we didn't like about this game, we moved on to the next inspiration. Similar to Outer Wilds, Tunic is a game that really gains from knowing absolutely nothing about it before you play it. Seriously, it's like everyone who wants to make my job harder. Also, like Outer Wilds, this is a puzzle adventure game, and this one takes inspirations from the retro puzzle adventure games such as the original Zeldas. Its main feature is that it incorporates an incomplete instructions manual into its core gameplay that is written in a gibberish language. As the player progresses through the world, killing monsters and uncovering secrets, they have the possibility of finding these missing manual pages. So what are in the instructions manual pages? Well, instructions, of course. So not only that, but they also allow the player to figure out what to do next, and also contain information about the lore and story of the game. But how do you figure out what they're saying if the manual is in gibberish? Excellent question. You're so smart! The manual is actually built in a very intuitive way, and more often than not you can actually deduce what each page is trying to tell you by either the pictures or by the few English keywords spread throughout them. Again, this is a very charming game, just like Outer Wilds, and after playing it, we discussed among ourselves the things we liked and we didn't like in a very serious tone. So after studying both these games, what did we actually take from them? Having played both these games, we all agreed that we wanted Buriedwithinclay to have a full interconnected puzzle environment, an uneasy atmosphere, and a language to decode, plus some other things that we personally designed for this game. Let's go through these ones today. Although Outer Wilds is not a horror game, it explores uncomfortable feelings such as that of uneasiness towards the unknown, loneliness, and powerlessness. It's hard not to feel slightly uncomfortable with the vast void of the universe and the strange alien-like makings of each planet you explore. You don't know where you are or what you're getting yourself into. Tunic is also a game that is able to do this with some of its areas, creating a feeling of discomfort when the game builds a clear wall between you and the main character and imposes the question, what will you do about it? This uneasiness is something that we knew we wanted for our game. The feeling that you're the outsider here, you're alone, you're looking into something that you should not understand nor be looking at, and doing something that you should not be doing. So how do we implement this into our game? Two things: narrative and environments. Whether you're stuck in a small room or a vast hall, you're alone. Your friends came with you, but you don't know where they are, and you've been alone for hours. You've seen and learned some things, but you don't really have anyone to share it with, and you're stuck with the burden of getting yourself out of this mess. Even when you find one of your friends, it's never in the same room. You're always separated, be it by walls, chasms, or feelings. The rooms feel empty, but they also feel heavy. The multiple skeletons spread throughout the palace allow you to figure out that there were people here before, and something happened. Something sad. Something bad. Spoiler alert, in Tunic, the manual is actually decipherable. If you're an hardcore gamer and do really wish to know everything there is to know about the game and collect everything there is to collect, you most likely will have to decipher the manual. And this is where it gets interesting. Specific pages of the manual contain clues that help players understand that there is an actual logic behind the gibberish language and writing. But it doesn't give you everything at once. No, this page only gives you about a very small portion of the game's language. This game incentivizes you to explore the world, reading simple pages or talking to NPCs to figure out the rest of it. This is something that we absolutely adored and knew we wanted for our game. Being our game so archaeological focused, we wanted to provide that Indiana Jones feeling where there is something written in an ancient language that you can suddenly read. Although there were some things we disliked about this Tunic decoding system, we took what we liked and we adapted it to something that felt fun and enjoyable. At least for us. If you've seen our short about the cuneiform adaptation, you already know some of the things we did. Instead of creating a new entire written language, we chose one of the many cuneiform variations that existed and tweaked the language a little bit for game enjoyment purposes. First, we translated sentences in English to this altered cuneiform and saw if it was possible. Did we have enough symbols to write full sentences, or do we need more? Not all sounds exist in the Sumerian language. Did we need to change them or add more? Were there too many symbols to be learned on a game? So after that, our process, similar to that of archaeology history, focused around the sort of Rosetta Stone. Taking those created English to cuneiform sentences, could we translate them back having access to the meaning of just a couple of symbols, or did we need more? Could some of the symbols be inferred by inserting them in words that had other known symbols, or was it too hard to decipher? In the end, we created a prototype that went something like this. Sentence 1, written in cuneiform but fully translated to English. The readers had to infer what each symbol corresponded to each part of the word. Sentence 2, written in cuneiform but half translated. Using the knowledge gained on sentence 1, the reader could gain new knowledge on non-translated symbols by using the previous one to decipher parts of the words. Sentence 3, only written in cuneiform. Using the knowledge gained on sentences 1 and 2, the reader could now apply this table of known symbols to decipher the third sentence completely, either through direct translation or inferral. Having done all that, we then gave this prototype to our team members and asked them to try to decipher the language by themselves. What we ended up was something that we had fun decoding and incorporates real cuneiform symbols into gameplay. Boo. Yes, it's me. I had a sudden outfit change. We had to go to an event yesterday and I couldn't film the end of the video, so today it is. The feie system is a term that we coined and something that we definitely did not make up, and essentially it defines a game world that becomes more interconnected the more you explore and discover. This palace you're in, it's a big palace. That means a lot of rooms and halls to explore and a lot of backtracking. Unfortunately, no one likes to backtrack. Outer Wilds kind of gets away with this by introducing its space travel mechanics, which makes it either very fun or extremely frustrating to travel from one place to another by means of spaceship. The problem is that making mistakes in Outer Wilds is a hassle, since the game is so time dependent, leading you to offing yourself more often than not or waiting for the start of a new game cycle. Oh, and Tunic just does fast travel, but that's no fun. So while we can't necessarily avoid players from making mistakes, we can make it easier to travel from one place to another. This entails that a lot of the rooms in this palace are indeed interconnected, and you can easily travel from one place to another without having to redo everything. You just need to know how. Which takes me to the next feature. One of the things we loved the most about both these games was their progression through mechanical knowledge. Regardless of whether this is a new game file or not, Outer Wilds allows you to beat the game from the start. You just have to know how it's done. It's a world that you can freely explore, and gaining knowledge in one planet allows you to go to another and unlock a new area by simply applying that newfound knowledge. It's not an upgrade or a mechanical unlock or something like that, it's just quite literally the knowledge of how something is done. Tunic, similarly to Outer Wilds, allows you to freely explore the world without guidance and is designed in a way such that gaining new pages explain how something you didn't understand before works. Unlike Outer Wilds, that doesn't happen as prominently, but nonetheless. So for example, imagine that you have a door in front of you, and that door is locked. You don't know how to unlock it, so you continue through another path. It's only later that you find out that you could have opened the door had you interacted with it 10 times. Now that you're equipped with that knowledge, you can go back and just do that. And you know what? If you want to make a new game file, you don't need to find the knowledge again. You, as the player, already know how to do it, so you can just do it. Knowledge really is power. What's really a good game without some tough choices? Oh, there's a lot of them? Well, anyway, remember when I said that you came here with your friends but they're missing? Well, they're not always missing. I lied. I'm sorry. But that doesn't make it better. Not really. It's when you find your friends that things become rather difficult. This palace is built like a giant flytrap, and maybe one of your friends got stuck in the room next to yours. However, after investigating the room for a while, the only way that you really see to progress is to kill your friend. But again, remember how I said knowledge is power? After killing your poor friend, you later find a piece of clay tablet that explains how the room your friend was in worked. Bummer. You could have saved your friend had you known. But now that you know, is there really no way to go back and do it all over again? How silly of you to ask. Of course there is. This is just a game. It's quite simple actually. You just have to... Now, I could go on and on about all the other features we're implementing in this game, but I think it's best to leave it for a future video after the teaser trailer comes out. Oh, and yes, the teaser trailer is coming out. Very soon. So, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we're working on a prototype that implements some of these features, just to know how everything should feel like before actually building the game. And we are a small studio. Very small. Just 5 people, so our decisions are based on your feedback and engagement. We do plan to test our prototype on our Discord server as soon as it's ready, so be sure to join us if you want to try it out. And do please watch the teaser trailer, our 2 artists have worked really hard to make it happen. So until then, continuem fantásticos. So until then, beijinhos e abraços. Rapariga de pesquisa. Until then, bacalhau abraço. Until then, boizinhos. Boizinhos coisas. Until then, pão com chouriço e queijo. What the fuck? Until then, Portugal, caralho. Editar isto vai ser bonito.